conference of mayors talking to some other mayors about their superintendents, and I didn't mind being a listening ear, but I did state for the record, don't you come near my superintendent. Because listen, I'm an English teacher, but he ain't going nowhere. So Dr. Deb Carrera, our Chief Education Officer for the City of Philadelphia, thank you. Our Deputy Chief Sharon Ward, wherever you are, a lady who I have watched and is the consummate professional and expert and adds value in every way with everything that we do. Vanessa Garrett Harley, our Chief Deputy Managing Director, Office of Children and Families. Another lady, and someone said to me, you know, when I'm thinking through some ideas and I have some thoughts sometimes, you know how you have a group of go-to people who, it's not baked, it's just an idea or a thought that you have in mind. They found out there was an educational leader who is the superintendent and CEO of Universal Charter Schools, and yes, she's a part of my educational kitchen cabinet and think tank. Give it up for Dr. Penny Nixon. Now, Dr. Michaelina Seriani, did I say it right?
I'm right here.
Did I say it right?
Michelina.
Somebody in your family was named Michael or right. Mickle.
Yeah, and Michelina was the name also.
All right.
Great-grandmother.
Great, okay, all right. She's the principal of Solace Cohen School, and I want to thank you so very much for being a leader in this effort for us. And the gentleman to my left, pronounce it for me again so I don't screw it up.
That's an MVP name.
Joe
Boyd, yes.
Joe Boyd from Mastery.
That's right.
Listen, how long? I know you just got here, right? How long?
1 year.
1 year he's been here. You have been amazing and amazing. Give him a round of applause, please. I am so happy to be here on today as we announce an initiative that is extremely important to me. When it comes to public education, our goals are high, right? And they must be. For far too long, our students have struggled with far too little. You all are familiar with my commitment to the people of the city of Philadelphia. And that is, we will have a safer, cleaner, greener Philadelphia with economic opportunity for all. That's the ultimate goal. But I want you to know that it starts with ensuring that our children have access to the highest quality education that is available to them. So our administration has set an ambitious goal, working in partnership with the School District of Philadelphia. The goal is opening 20 full-day, year-round pilot schools by the fall. I've gotten beaten up, Doc, for the past 72 hours. Where's Deb Carrera? Where's Sharon Ward? I want to be clear that we're here today to announce that we are not merely achieving that goal on today, but we are exceeding that goal on today. But I want you to listen to the language I'm about to use. Today we are announcing that this fall we will pilot, and Doc, I hope you all know I did my homework here. I'm making sure that I communicate this appropriately. 25 pilot extended day, extended year schools. Extended day, extended year schools. I am, just because the narrative with so many people in the city, they heard me on the campaign trail talking about year-round schooling, and immediately when people begin to think about it, they think about the traditional educational day, and that our children are just going to be sitting in the same classrooms all day long from 7 o'clock in the morning to 6:30 in the evening, and that's what we meant. To parents, stakeholders, and residents of the city of Philadelphia, that in no way defines what we mean when we talk about extended day, extended year schools here in the city of Philadelphia. And those of you who are present, the educational stakeholders who are here, you have to be ambassadors for us on social media, talking with parent groups and other parental organizations, and making clear what the intent of our efforts are here on today. Why? Because this initiative serves as a way to help to close the opportunity gap and to make sure Philadelphia students have enrichment opportunities and extended learning time to help prevent what State Senator Vincent Hughes calls the summer slide, and to keep our students succeeding academically. How do you know this is important, Mayor? I'm a working mother, and I've heard from many other working mothers and fathers about how grateful they are and how grateful they would be if their children had access to extended day programs. It is also a necessity as we keep our young people engaged, and this, Vanessa, is where you come to mind. We keep them safe and we keep them engaged in productive activities and things to do when the traditional school day ends. This is a program whose time has yet to come. I want you to know, Philadelphia, I would love to tell you that we were first in what we are trying to do, but that's not true. Across the country, cities like New York, like Boston, like Los Angeles, they have demonstrated that extended day and year programs are popular with families and help students stay on track academically, allowing them to develop new interests, learn new skills, and find new passions. I want to acknowledge the William Penn Foundation for its early support for Philadelphia's extended learning system, including providing foundational grants to support the city's extended learning strategy. I also want to thank the Wallace Foundation for their financial support, as well as their national leadership, developing evidence-based practices for high-quality extended learning programs. And again, I want to set the record straight on the program that we are announcing today. The Extended Day Pilot Program is not changing the school calendar. It is not mandatory. Can you all help me here? Yes. The Extended Day Pilot Program, please repeat after me. The Extended Day Pilot Program is not changing the school calendar. It is not mandatory for students to participate. We are not asking anything more of our incredibly hardworking educators. And if anybody feels for teachers, I know what it's like in that classroom right now. And that is not what this is. I also want to say something else, and I talked to a good friend of mine on the way in, and I couldn't miss this moment. To whomever it was who leaked the story about our exciting new program for young people in our families, we will not be deterred in our mission. We will not be drawn into conflict with any other organization. I need to say to you publicly in Philadelphia, whenever this happens to the Parker administration, you need to know that I am not going to be afraid to tell you about these machinations that occur behind the scenes. Here the stakeholders are working with the school district, the administration, all of the stakeholders we have brought together to work to make this a reality. We have a communications checklist, for the record, that we have to go through when we are about to roll out a program. That would mean you communicate with the PFT and any other of the employees represented by a union. We would talk to the schools, in this instance, charter leaders, other educational leaders, and of course the principals who are engaged. When the folks leaked the story, this is how you know the intention wasn't a good intention. They leaked the story because they knew we hadn't completed our check the box list in talking to the stakeholders. So you get a reporter to go to the stakeholders before the administration has communicated with them, so you can get the comment in the paper that, well, we don't know anything about it. It makes it appear as if the Parker administration or the school district or the folks who were at the table putting this together, that they have left someone out of the equation, and or we're not being as collaborative as we communicate that we are. Whomever you were, it was cute. I was frustrated, but we won't let that take our eyes off the prize, okay? Just want to be clear. Our focus is unwavering. It's to create a world-class educational opportunity for every child in our schools. We are creating schools that will be open from 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day, that will remain open during those times that families scramble to provide care for their children during half days and winter and spring breaks. We will be working with principals and families in the pilot schools to find the enrichment programs that support the learning and are of interest to students and families. The first pilot year will be a learning year. Let me say that again. The first pilot year will be a learning year. Someone's waiting to affirm when we roll it out formally and officially and it gets up and going. As soon as they see one flaw or something that doesn't go just perfectly, to be able to say, see, we told you it wouldn't work. When you hear it, know like anything else when you're leading, you can't be afraid to take risk. And you've got to try. And this is a different way to give the future Cherelles of the world, whose parents would not have had the money, quite frankly, who wouldn't financially have the disposable income that is needed to pay for a coding program, to pay for the financial literacy program, that there are some schools that just provide them naturally, and parents pay for those services. We want to make sure that there are no excuses, that our children in the Philadelphia School District, regardless of their socioeconomic status and or zip code, they get access to high quality enrichment programs that are not traditionally offered during the school day. Everybody clear on that one with me? Okay, all righty. It's important that we can and must do more for the students. We do want them to have the same chances. Langston learned how to do something, my son, that I never formally had a chance to participate in a structured environment to learn. I learned what the pieces were and how to put them through friends that would make me watch, and that is chess. I never took, well, you Cherelle, I mean, you never took a class to learn how to play chess. I said, well, when you were growing up, well, no. Mommy and Daddy never told me that taking a chess class was something that I needed to take, nor how learning the skills and playing the game, the strategy, how it could help me in my adult life. So imagine dance, imagine chess, rowing, writing, and of course, life sciences and biotech and anything associated with the trades. That prepares you not only for school or to help to prepare our young people for high school and or college, that helps to prepare you for the world. And that's ultimately what we want to do. Dr. Wallington and your team, thank you so very much for working in partnership with us. One of the things that the folks who leaked the story didn't know, and I was happy about this because they didn't know it all. They leaked what little bit they knew, and they leaked the names of the traditional publics. But what they didn't know is that we also have selected 5 charter schools to begin planning our charter pilot program. You see that divide and conquer? I'm glad they didn't know that part. Many of our charter schools already offer extended day programs, but we want to build on their current successes and learn from their experiences. So I'm excited to announce our pilot schools. B. Anderson School, Belmont Charter School, Laura Carnell School, George Child School, William Cramp School, Franklin S. Edmonds School, Lewis H. Farrell School, Edward Gideon School, Samuel Gompers School, Lewis H. Greenberg School, Junietta Park Academy, Allen Locke School, Mastery Charter at Pickett, Thomas G. Morton School, Northwood Charter School, School, Overbrook Educational Center, Pan American Charter School, Thomas Pierce School, Joseph Pennell School, Southwark School, Solomon Silas Cohen School, Universal Creighton Charter School, Vare Washington School, John H. Webster School, and Richard Wright School. Give those schools, their leaders, a super huge round of applause. Final thing I want to say before you hear from our superintendent, and you're going to hear from them in this order: Dr. Watlington, Dr. Carrera, Vanessa Garrett Harley, Dr. Penny Nixon, Dr. Michelina Seriani. But I want to say this to you. You heard me say this is voluntary. For any parents in the school district of Philadelphia who have the great honor and privilege of traveling throughout the summer, and you stay at the Shore, or you stay at Martha's Vineyard, or you stay in the Hamptons, or wherever, or down south. That was a big thing when I was growing up. People would go south for the entire summer to stay with their extended family members. If that is what you traditionally do during the summertime, and/or if your children annually are already enrolled in programs, we think that is amazing, and we're trying to do absolutely nothing to interfere with the plans that you have for your children. What we're really talking about here on today is young people for whom that is not the standard operating procedure in their life, okay? Dr. Watlington, over to you. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you, Madam Mayor. It's a pleasure to stand with you and our charter colleagues this morning. This is a big day, and this is absolutely a big deal. So on behalf of the School District of Philadelphia, I'm pleased to stand here. And I also want to acknowledge many of our partners who are here. Certainly, I want to acknowledge our union partners and many others. At the very beginning of this journey, Mayor Parker, as we listened to you when you were on the campaign trail, had a conversation with our current PFT president, Mr. Jerry Jordan, and President Jordan reminded me of an experience from Grover Washington School some years ago, and he encouraged us as we go down this road, Mayor, to remember the importance of providing opportunities to our families where we consider the whole child, including older children who sometimes have to pitch in and help parents with some of the younger children. But he reminded us we've got to meet everybody's needs. And so as President Jordan prepares to retire this week, we're going to look forward next week, Madam Mayor, to be spending some time with President-elect Art Steinberg. And we look forward to that continued partnership. I also want to recognize, in her absence, wasn't able to be here today, Dr. Robin Cooper, the CASA Union President. Let's give her a hand. But she did send Ms. Dina Ramsey. Ms. Ramsey, would you please stand and be recognized? Thank you. We're standing together this morning, Mayor. And as you've said, this is a key initiative in the strategic plan, and we're so excited to move on your vision because we know all kids aren't at the Hamptons or Martha's Vineyard or Myrtle Beach or anywhere else, for that matter. Research shows us that extended day and extended year, when coupled with highly qualified, well-supported teachers, highly qualified, well-supported principals, the very best curriculum materials in reading, math, and science that we can find anywhere in these United States, and when we build equal partnership with parents, we can't do anything but rise and improve achievement. Last school year, our attendance improved, and we know that students who have the opportunity to be engaged in a different way, in an innovative way, Mayor, are more likely to attend school. I also have no doubt that our students will accelerate their academic achievement and feel empowered as they continue their education journey toward the ultimate goal of being college and career ready and being able to participate in the world's largest economy. Mayor, finally, I want to recognize some folks who are doing some good work in the school district. I'd be remiss if I didn't call their names. The leader of the academic division who's leading this effort, Dr. Jermaine Dawson, Deputy Superintendent, would you please stand? And Mayor, we're not going to let any other district steal him either.
That's right.
So you guys stay here. I also want to recognize our Chief of Communications and Customer Service, Alice Coppage, Chief of Staff, Sarah Galbally, Ms. Lauren, who serves on Dr. Dawson's team, and and in the district this year, we have a Harvard intern who's dedicated exclusively to this initiative, Mayor. Her name is Ms. Trista Watson. Would you please stand and be recognized? Mayor, thank you for your leadership on the campaign trail. Never did we know that once you got elected, you were going to push 10 times even harder. But we are right behind you, and we're going to try to keep up with you, Mayor. But we're going to do good work, and we are going to execute well on this initiative. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. So again, my name is Dr. Deborah Carrera. I am the Chief Education Officer for the City of Philadelphia. Thank you, Dr. Wallington. Thank you, Mayor Parker. I am excited to share the elements of the initiative and be able to provide a fuller picture of the programs in the pilot schools. As our mayor said, extended day, extended year is voluntary for families, because my mother would send some of her children to Puerto Rico for the whole summer. There were 6 of us. I don't blame her. We heard our mayor share the importance of giving families the opportunity to choose a safe environment for their children for before and after school programming while they work. Parents in these pilot schools, I want to repeat it again, they will be able to choose. Extended day, extended year, this phase 1 is targeted to K-8 students. We are starting phase 1 with them to focus on providing them, as you've heard, with deepened enrichment opportunities that will support both their academic and social emotional well-being. In school district schools, I want you to hear clearly, in the school district schools, schools will be open for before and after school programming between the hours of 7:30 and 6 p.m. But we also know that the start and stop time may look different in some of the schools because some of our schools start at different times. Schools will be open on half days. And this is the best part. This is the first time where schools will be open for families during winter break and spring break. And especially this year when this time the district has 2 weeks off. So they will have programming for 1 week. And then the extended year continues that these families will have the option to have their children in a 6-week program. Our charter schools, as our mayor has said over and over again, this is not an us against them. We serve 197,000 kids in the city of Philadelphia. And the city is partnering with 5 charter schools to participate in this extended day, extended year program. So let's get it right. It is 25 schools. And as Mayor said, many of our charter partners have already been doing extended day, extended learning. And we want to learn from them. And we will work with the leaders of the 5 charters to design a program that builds on the strengths and meets the unique needs of each school. So what will happen in these schools? Schools will be open for programming and specialized enrichment 5 days a week and during 6 weeks in the summer. Programming will be provided by trusted community partners that have existing relationships with the school. Will our providers please stand? We want to honor you today. All of the providers that do this incredibly amazing, hard work, we say thank you. The programs, as our mayor said, will not require any changes to any collective bargaining agreements. Students will have access to enrichment programs that are determined by the schools, and this is important. We've heard Dr. Wallington say it over and over and over again. We are not doing things to people. We're not doing things for people. We have to build with people. And students will have access to an evidence-based academic support program through external partners. Students will have 6-week summer programs, and we've talked about that. And then you might be asking, well, how did you select the schools, Dr. Carrera? We worked closely with the School District of Philadelphia. We listened to the School District of Philadelphia. And a major point and a priority was facilities. The facilities are suitable for enhanced services, have air conditioning to support the summer programs. Here's the best part. Schools are located throughout the city. Schools, we selected 2 schools in every district. Schools have existing programs and an infrastructure to support robust programming. 10 of the 25 schools are community schools and have existing agreements with the city, which will allow us for rapid programming and expansion, and they already have strong ties to the community for us to build on. Schools are located in communities where children are at high risk of involvement in the child welfare or juvenile justice system. And schools were selected where programming can support student attendance and lay the foundation for growth. I want to repeat this again. This is a pilot program. We plan to use this year to understand what our communities need. We want to talk to parents, talk to families, and we have to talk to the students about their interests and develop new partnerships and also show our families what can be in order to enhance our enrichment offerings. So thank you again, and we're excited to have you all here and be a part of this amazing initiative.
So good morning, everyone. I'm Vanessa Garrett Harley, Chief Deputy Managing Director for the Office of Children and Families. Very pleased to be here today with my other city partners, of course, the School District of Philadelphia, and our charter partners. We are all here to support Mayor Parker's vision for extended day, extended year programming. The mission of the Office of Children and Families is to support children, families, and to keep them safe and help them thrive. At the Office of Children and Families, one of the ways that we do this is by funding a rich array of high-quality, free extracurricular programs in both the school district and at charter schools. Our programs, which are run by community-based providers, some of them you just saw here, are designed to provide enriching, cultural, fun, and social experiences for youth in safe and structured environments. We currently have about 43 providers that are at over 130 some sites, but we will be in these pilot programs expanding or extending some of those providers. We work in collaboration with our school district and the charter school partners to ensure that we can support the needs of the youth outside the classroom by providing activities to enhance both their academic learning and teaching that occurs during the school day and social emotional well-being and development. Research shows that publicly funded programming outside of the traditional school day not only helps to bridge the opportunity gap for students, but also helps improve social and emotional and academic skills. Students in our programs build skills and develop new interests, while at the same time enhancing their literacy skills and providing exposure to various career paths. Additionally, providing structured programming in the peak hours of the late afternoon, and this one is very important, helps deter youth and community violence. Studies show that youth who regularly participate in structured and supportive programming outside of the school day attend school more often, are more engaged, improve academically, and certainly get in much less trouble when you think about delinquency or juvenile justice. Programming outside the school day not only helps students with their personal gains, but also supports working parents by allowing them the time to work while having the peace of mind that their children are in a safe environment. We look forward to working with the Mayor's Office of Education, School District of Philadelphia, our charter school operators, the 25 pilot schools, principals, and staff, and most importantly, the students and their families to support a wide range of enhanced activities and programs for our city's young people. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. I am Dr. Penny Sparks Nixon, and I am excited to be here with you today and would like to thank Mayor Cherelle Parker for her leadership and continuing to show us what one Philadelphia, a city united, looks like.
Mayor Parker's inclusion of 5 public charter schools in this initiative continues to show her commitment to supporting both traditional public and public charter schools, and we are grateful to have her support. This new initiative builds on the work already happening in many of the public charter schools across the city. Mayor Parker's vision also creates an undeniable opportunity to provide a menu of academic and enrichment programs before and after school, during spring and winter break, and during summer months for our scholars and families. As I initially listened to Mayor Parker's vision, I immediately began to think about the additional opportunities that Universal could offer young people and families for partnership with our OST program and other organization partners in this city. We are very fortunate at Universal to offer a robust after-school program that includes academic support, tutoring, sports, and the arts, and as well, we are now already engaged in an extensive 6-week summer program. It's already underway. However, the mayor's initiative is pushing us to expand our current offerings. Out of necessity, many of our families drop their children off before the school day begins. The proposed 7:30 a.m. start can accommodate those families. This new initiative would allow us to provide academic enrichment rather than having scholars wait in the auditorium or lunchroom until the school day officially starts. Some of our parents struggle with childcare during spring and winter break. I am filled with excitement as I envision the week-long STEM or arts or CTE and sports programs that we will put in place as a result of this opportunity. These programs have the potential to bring a new level of excitement and learning to our scholars. As I close, I am reminded of a quote by Shirley Chisholm. "You don't make progress by standing on the sidelines, whimpering and complaining. You make progress by implementing ideas." Thank you, Mayor Parker, for keeping your promise to Philadelphia's children and families. We are deeply grateful for the opportunity to work with you and your educational team to implement extended day and extended year and expand opportunities for young people. We stand ready to serve our scholars, families, and community with excellence. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I want to thank Mayor Parker and Dr. Watlington and Dr. Carrera for inviting me here today. I am the proud principal at Solace Cohen Elementary School, where we have an enrollment of over 1,300 students at our school. I'm also a proud steward of the Teamsters Local 502 for the Commonwealth Association of School Administrators. So I'm very happy to be here. As a chosen school for extended day and extended year, we're super excited to be able to increase these opportunities for our students before and after school and during the winter and spring breaks. We're excited to continue to add and expand to our existing partnerships so that we can add more activities for student enrichment. In alignment with our board goals and guardrails, we believe every student will have a well-rounded education with co-curricular opportunities, including the arts and athletics, integrated into their school experience. As everyone else here, I'm looking forward to working alongside the team to ensure that our school communities benefit greatly from this initiative, as I know they will. This initiative will directly increase the time for students to receive both the social and academic support they deserve as students in the School District of Philadelphia. So please join me in my enthusiasm while we strive to build stronger communities in Philadelphia. Thank you.
I am excited. There's one thing that when Dr. Carrera was given the overview or the rubric that was used to select the participating schools, she said something that made me immediately think about the former council president and former Mayor Jim Kenney. I remember when they took the trip to, I think it was Cleveland, Ohio. I wasn't even a member here of city council. I was in Harrisburg, but they had talked about this model called community schools, where it would be like a holistic offering, not just for the student, but for families. And the idea that you all would include 10 of those in this process just makes good sense, because the agreements are already structured, right, to ensure that we could have some of our partners who are present here on today to provide services. So I'm excited. Let me make sure I didn't screw up and miss anything that the team has told me that I needed to mention. Nope, this is it. So that's it, y'all. Thank you. Thank you. Checking my list because they'll be on me. You didn't follow the script. Any questions? Here to take questions. Yes, ma'am. This is Dr. Watlington.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Thank you for the question. Right now, we're focused on year one. As Dr. Carrera said, we're going to take the time to talk to our principals, our teachers, our parents, and certainly they'll have the first right to continue in the future years. But a little premature to get into that just yet. We're going to give them an opportunity to have a lot of dialogue. We don't want parents or schools to feel like something's forced on them. We want to talk with them and make them equal partners so that we can execute very well on the mayor's vision. Yes. Yes.
Do you expect that there will be no licensed Philadelphia public school teachers teaching in the academic program of the extended day?
We absolutely are working very closely with our unions, CASA and PFT. As the mayor said, we're not going to let anybody divide us in this work. We're not going to be divided by traditional public charters, the school district, unions. We're going to work together and we're going to launch these pilots this year. And over time, I am confident that teachers, principals, and all of us are going to grow this initiative in Philadelphia.
But do you expect unionized teachers to teach in this? If you're doing an academic program, will unionized, licensed Philadelphia public school teachers be involved?
I think unionized, licensed Philadelphia public school teachers want the same thing that the mayor and all the rest of us want, to accelerate achievement. Yes, sir. So, yes, sir. Thank you.
I agree as well, and I echo Dr. Watlington. Jeff, I echo Dr. Watlington's sentiments. If there are teachers in the school district of Philadelphia who want to participate in this, like, let me tell you the complaints I've heard. I just spent some time, Dr. Watlington, on the radio with Lorraine Ballard Morrill, and there were some questions that came up about, this model, and immediately people began posting that, teachers are already stretched. Here you are again placing an undue, unfair burden on teachers, requiring them to stretch an already emotionally, charged and, intense day. Here you are putting more on the plate of our teachers in the city of Philadelphia. And to me, I immediately got frustrated because I said, that is not the case. Any teacher who's interested working with the school district, Office of Education here in the city and working with the unions will build the system and the structure that allows any of our teachers in our PFT and all of our unions, if they want to participate, of course, but we didn't want anyone to say that we had forced, right, like without negotiating. No, like that's not the the goal here, and if there's anyone, and Jeff in particular, unionized teachers, Jeff, who want to participate in the process, I want to be very clear. School district in our office, we will make sure that we're providing an opportunity for them to participate, but we're still working through the kinks, Jeff. Well, just let me give them. Dr. Wallington can come back and give you, his formal response as the superintendent for the school district of Philadelphia. But let me say this to you. I'm thinking now, and I just want to use the community schools because I was a supporter of the funding of community schools when I got here in city council. And the goal was for us to try to bring partners together who would, and again, I hate to keep picking on this gentleman, but his name came up, I remember often during the debate. Coded by Kids. I'm not sure how many of you have heard about that program, but that was an offering that was being promoted to many at many of our magnet schools. The students who attended those schools, like their parents had them signed up for that kind of activity. So for us, the question was, how can we find a way to get that kind of program available, at scale? So I know that's a goal of mine, like with those kind of partners. Dr. Watlington?
Just very quickly, one of the exciting things about this, Mr. Cole, is that we have an opportunity to bring in lots of expertise that exists right here in Philadelphia in the schools between 7 a.m. and 6:30 p.m. That includes, we've got a number of very fine universities in this city. We'll be tapping that expertise. We have people who are building out that life sciences and initiative and that work and that part of the economy in Philadelphia. We've got people who don't always have to be the classroom teacher to teach us how to play chess, since the mayor and superintendent didn't have that opportunity. Final thing I'll just say really quickly is our Board of Education will vote on a multi-million-dollar action item tonight, as a matter of fact, approving out-of-school time providers that will align with what kids are doing during the academic courses, reading, math, and science, early mornings, in the evenings, and during those breaks that the mayor talked about. We're really excited. This is going to be great stuff. Thank you. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. And again, I want Dr. Wallington and Dr. Carrera to come up, but I just want to tell you from my perspective, and Dr. Wallington, I appreciated in your remarks when you gave a sentiment or a snapshot of a conversation you had with PFT leader Jerry Jordan, and you talked about the impact that older children, a responsibility that they have in helping to care for their siblings sometimes. For some people, I know it's probably unimaginable, but you'd be surprised how many 8th graders are responsible for their younger brothers and sisters. So the idea that we're talking about structured opportunity from 7:30 and starting at 7:30 in the morning. And Dr. Carrera, I can't remember which one of you said it. You said not just sitting in the auditorium or in the gymnasium, but a structured environment providing some academic enrichment programs for young people. I loved it when I heard somebody mention the tutoring. Right? Like imagine the teacher giving you homework during the day. And I know, Doc, within the goals and guardrails and the tutoring part is already built in to what we need to do. But imagine a teacher going through, what I struggled with. Imagine a teacher going through the biology lesson. The mayor wasn't good at biology. And you don't get it. And the teacher's done a great job teaching it. But you need some additional instruction to help you drill down on it. and you have a place and space where you could go to get that kind of support. That's different. And then Dr. Watlington, who just talked about the partners. For me, it was just important when people said, teachers, you don't know the struggles that teachers go through on a daily basis. And we're having some, what do we call those discussions? Are those my?
Roundtables.
I'm having roundtable and listening sessions right now. It's not been publicized. We don't post about it. All the teachers who participate in it, they're from traditional publics and charter schools. You don't know who they are because that's a condition of being a part of it. But guess what I, as mayor, do? I do like this, and I listen to what they tell me their days are like and the experiences are like. So I didn't want anyone thinking that we were trying to put any undue, unnecessary burdens on teachers who are already doing, one teacher doing the job of two people. I just wanted to affirm that. So additional enrichment programs. Doc, I don't know if I missed anything.
Very quickly, let me state categorically, we are not going to burn out or overburden our hardworking, well-supported teachers. We absolutely won't do that. But Mr. Cole, think about it like this. When kids can have a guarantee to optional before-school academic programming that's aligned to what they're learning during the day and reading, math, and science, when they can do the same in the evenings and have a safe place to do so, and not have to worry about the funding source or the staffing, when they can do the same during the winter break, when they can do the same during the spring break, and when they have the opportunity to do the same in the summer, it just makes sense. We're going to work together and figure out all the kinks, as the mayor said, and we're going to work together and execute well.
So great question, and we are going to be working alongside the charters. I think, as you heard me say, that we are going to do a lot of learning from the charters and see what they're already doing as we're going to build that in phase one. But I want to go back to your question, Carly. The key difference about this extended day, extended year is that you're going to see that, as we've been saying, and it's important to repeat, the before and after school programming aligned to what kids need. Our providers are going to be critical because on the academic component, we're bringing in external partners. The district is going to work to bring in external partners to do the high dosage tutoring, to support in the academic areas. So I think I said a few times, and I want to say it again, phase one, there are no contractual changes. So this is about deepening enrichment opportunities as we build, as we listen, and as we work. And as our mayor said, we are listening to teachers, veteran teachers and new teachers as well, on what the needs of our students are.
How many instructors and district teachers have already signed on to this or expressed interest in getting how many do you have committed to this?
The 20 pilot schools, those principals have said yes. I'm going to let the school district answer that question because they have a process that they have been using to communicate with the teachers.
Sure. We have, certainly the mayor mentioned earlier, she called the names of those 20 traditional district schools and the 5 or so charters. I will tell you that we're continuing to talk with teachers. We're meeting with them today, as a matter of fact. Deputy Superintendent Dawson is leaving here shortly because he has to begin convening some meetings. I'll be in part of those meetings today and tomorrow as well. We're finding our way together. Mayor, with all the noise, I have to tell you that since you've made this announcement, we've had one more principal in the district to raise their hand and say, hey, we want to be a part of this too. So I think that's exciting. Thank you. We don't have that number actually tallied just yet, and I don't want to give the wrong number, but we're building that out as we go along. Yes. Madam Mayor.
This is not changing anything associated with the calendar. You mean division in the future? So what I liked about what Dr. Carrera mentioned is that she talked about us instituting the vision, so to speak, in phases, and that this is phase one. And in phase one, we have a pilot of 25 schools. That it's overall, it is voluntary. It is not, you are not mandated if you are a parent or a student at any of the 25 schools that you heard me mention to participate in the program. They talked about spring break, winter break, summer. That is what we are trying to do. So right now, we have our sea legs. Right? We're working to stand it up. This is the beginning of the pilot. We're going to listen. We're going to learn. We're going to watch. And Deb quoted Dr. Watlington. We're going to make sure that this change, because it is a difference. It's a change. It is not happening to students. It is not happening to parents. It is not happening to the schools, but that we are doing it together. I want to thank you all so very much for being here. Okay, we appreciate it. Thank you. I'm sorry? I'm going to get you, Jeff. But okay, Jeff is, I'm talking about stretching the system and the status quo and how we deliver public education, and Jeff is stretching me today, so I'm going to take this, Jeff. I just said to you all that I just returned from the U.S. Conference of Mayors meeting in Kansas City this past weekend. I want you to know, and this is for me, and this is important for the people of Philadelphia to get this. I have listened to people talk about their sports teams, and this is when the I'm so Philly comes out of me. I think it's pretty weird when you have a sports team with the name associated with a city, but they have their games in another place. I'm not even going to go into a history or details of it all. Let me tell you what it affirmed to me as I looked at and how many places that happens. The Philadelphia Eagles, the Philadelphia Phillies, Sixers, the Flyers, they are Philadelphia bona fide teams. And as mayor, I am always going to do everything possible, anything that I have to do to make sure that all four of those teams remain Philadelphia proper teams. Everybody clear about that one? You know, not Philadelphia's name and you be somewhere else. With that being said, the 300-pound gorilla in the room is that Comcast has a proposal, right, for the stadium district. And everybody knows I've been doing, you know, a bit of day traveling. Boston, I visited the stadium. We're going to Barclay, Brooklyn, to see the stadium. I just saw a new stadium being built when we were in Kansas. I met with Jeffrey Lurie of the Eagles, right? Bona fide lover of Philadelphia and the Eagles and our fan base and together what we represent. John Middleton with the Phillies, amazing guy. And Dan Hilferty, Flyers, I've always been a huge fan of his. Met but haven't really worked as closely or interacted with the owners. I think it's Harris and Blitzer with the Sixers, but have talked a bit with David Edelman. I'm clear about this. The Sixers have been emphatic that they want to build their own stadium. Do I like diplomacy and I like trying to get people on the same page? I will work as hard as I possibly can to do it. But when folks have been emphatically clear about where they are, I'm going to work with them and figure out how we get there. But I'll tell you this, I want to be clear about this. I know the Sixers, for example, had a proposal that they've been talking about and working on. I think it's been about 2 years. I want to remind the people of the city of Philadelphia this. I just got here on January the 2nd. My job is to make sure that I measure the return on investment that the building of any stadium in the city of Philadelphia, that it has on Philadelphia at large. I won't be rushed. I do my homework. That's how I got. Someone like me doesn't get here if I don't do my homework. We do our homework and we make sure that there's a return on investment for the entire city of Philadelphia, and there's no one zip code, no one region, no one anything. Stakeholders, one Philly, a united city. So while my team is working on doing their homework now, crossing T's, dotting I's, figuring out what the potential would mean for all of Philadelphia, we won't be bullied into being rushed by anybody. So there's some people I know in the public, they've said, Mayor, you know, you should make a decision like right now. No, we're going to do our homework, because when I publicly affirm where I am, Market Street, Stadium District, and quite frankly, I don't view the two as competing against each other. I want it all. I know, I want it all right here in Philadelphia, but we won't be rushed. We're going to do what's in the best interest of the city, and when we make the decision, no one's going to have to guess about it, Philadelphia. I'm going to stand right here in this room and communicate to you exactly what the decision is, why we made the decision, and I'll be making a case on what the return on investment means for the entire city of Philadelphia. But let it be known, Eagles, Phillies, Sixers, Flyers, they are Philadelphia proper, and my job is to make sure it stays that way as long as I'm the mayor of the city. Thank you.
We're going to take a photo.
Photo, I'm sorry, don't leave. Photos, stakeholders.
Providers, any of the providers, come on up for a picture, please.
Any other providers out here?
Moving as close as possible.
Need a bit tighter? A little bit tighter. We can get out of the shots.
That should be good. All right, on three, everybody. 1, 2, 3. One more, 1, 2, 3. One more, 1, 2, 3.
Can I have a one from everybody? Oh, I have two. I need it. This is history with me, y'all. This is the one for Philly.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. One more, 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Teacher turn.